Good morning, everyone. Trevor Thompson, TNT Pressure Cleaning, dynamite service with explosive results. We are wishing everyone a Merry Christmas, a couple of days away. We're on a job and we're going to do, this homeowner has received a couple of HOA letters on the driveway. So we like to do the curbing, we like to do the driveway, and I'm going to show you some other things that you need to point out to the homeowners when you're doing an estimate. So come take a quick walk with me. We're getting ready. We're going to do some, this is oxalic acid, so I'll let you guys see what that looks like in here. This comes from Florida Laboratories. Get that focused for you. And you can see that's a 99.6 purity. So that's the oxalic acid that will be going into this pump up sprayer that we will be treating rust iron and sulfur with. So what do? You know, there's a couple of techniques that you can do, and I've done most of them. I like to surface clean first. That way the pores get opened up, the surface layer, rust iron and sulfur is swept away, and then we can lay the oxalic acid that will get down deep into the pores. We're gonna let that surface begin to dry before we put the oxalic acid on there. Once we do that, we're gonna lightly mist it, scrub, kind of let it sort of reactivate the salts. We're gonna apply it again, and then we're gonna rinse. So there's multiple steps in rust, iron, and sulfur removal, and so you have to make sure you're charging accordingly. You will not be able to just spray something on and hope it goes away. Doesn't work like that. There's a process to it. So as you guys can see here, we're gonna run 100 feet of our supply line, and we'll run probably 150 feet of high pressure hose. We've got some good degreasers in here, along with some concrete surfactant, and we'll be putting in some sodium hypochlorite. We have gassed up the machine. This is our 4 gallon a minute beast here. You guys can see that this is belt driven. It's got the nickel plated AR Viper on the back. So you can see what that looks like. It's been a workhorse for a few years now, and really like this machine a lot. It's a great all-around machine. This is the GX390, as you guys can see there. And you know, it's 4,200 PSI. Unloader set to about 39 right now. And then we're gonna back that way off. And we never, ever do that by this, guys, okay? If you ever wanna throttle your machines down, use the throttle on your machine. Just throttle it down. That way, you know, this is gonna be when I start my machine, throttled all the way up. You can clearly see there's a rabbit and a turtle. Bring that back down to turtle speed, and that way, you won't screw anything up. So we have gassed up the machine, we're ready to go, and I'll show you what the property looks like and kind of what we're up against this morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn you around here. We're gonna let you see what you know, what the curbs look like, so you can see how black those curbs are. That'll come clean really nicely. This is a spare driveway that we went ahead and let them know this does need to be cleaned. Now what I do is I take measurements. So I'll take the length of the driveway and the width of the driveway. So in this case, the length is 74 and the width is 12. And then over here, actually I think the width was 9 on that, 9 by 74. Anyway, it's all on the paper. I carry a portfolio with me and I write everything down, and then I take measurements with a wheel. This is 15 feet wide by 53 feet long. So, you know, you guys can charge whatever you charge. I recommend no lower than 25 cents a square. Now, when I did this estimate, you know, 25 cents a square on residential is pretty much par for the course. You know, there's plenty of people getting 30 and 35 cents, but I like to get, you know, involved in house washes and fence cleaning and restoration, so I try to keep the cost down as low as possible. I need to make sure that my chemical costs are covered, my hourly rate is met, and I'm compensated generously for my, you know, expertise. But anyway, I can see clearly that we've got some mailbox restoration that needs to go on. Just look at that. You know what I mean? So we can make that mailbox look absolutely brand new. If I turn you around over here, you can see these pillars over here. You can see what those look like. And it's a beautiful property, especially around the back side of the property. It's absolutely gorgeous. But, you know, while I was here doing the estimate, I'm saying, you know, hey, you know, you've got a fence that runs almost, you know, 800 feet all the way back and around. You know, let's get that fence cleaned up. We are going to do this small walkway here. We're going to do this driveway here. We're going to do this walkway, there's our rust removal, and we're going to do this driveway, and then we're going to do the curbing. Generally the curbing is about 150, but I make that complimentary if they bundle the services together. So the 2 driveways, the rust iron and sulfur removal. And then eventually, so we're going to come back, we're going to clean this entire house. This is a little over 3,000 square feet, this entire house. Let's see if I can zoom out for you. You can't really tell here, but around back, it really opens up. And I don't want to just help myself to someone else's property, but it's pretty large all the way back there. And there's a beautiful pool. We're going to be doing all of these planter trims here. So you can see what those planter trims look like. You can see how bad they are. They're just really, really in rough condition. He is concerned about the sod, that the sod was just put in. So it's one of the things that he was really worried about with sodium hypochlorite. So we're gonna make sure that this grass is really wet today. Really, really wet today, guys. And then eventually when we come back, we're gonna be doing the planter trims and the rest of the house. So, and you can see there's a ton of rust iron and sulfur all over the columns, everywhere. So the reason I shot the video is because, you know, there's sometimes a ton of extra work that needs to be done at people's homes. Now, at their convenience, I mean, even this planter trim here, you know, this can be just really brightened up beautifully. But if you're using a straight mix on here to burn this off, man, you're gonna fry. You're gonna have a fry line, much like soft washing or anything else. So you're gonna have to make sure that's really, really wet and know how to apply. Otherwise, you know, you're gonna have a very unhappy customer. So I'm gonna take some before pictures and get started. And thanks so much for watching my video. And I hope everyone has a really Merry Christmas out there. Take care of yourselves. This is my new camera. It's the Pro Max, i15 Pro Max. And man, I gotta tell you, I mean, this thing magnifies to 25 times. And you can just see things like I've never seen before. So I'm not a huge, big fan, but I will say that the i15 Pro Max is definitely worth it. The camera is amazing. Have a great day, everyone. Keep cleaning. Trevor Thompson, TNT Pressure Cleaning. And this is driveway restoration, and boy, does it need it. Bye-bye.